Hello there. Welcome back to another interesting day of Minetest gameplay of sorts. And we are exiting the oceanside beachfront house. Yes, we are. And what is that off in the distance? A new neighbor. Wow. Don't you just love it when neighbors pop up unannounced? Well, anyway, we're going to check out a new house. Yes, we are. And let's go. And if you like what you see here, please consider liking and subscribing. It is greatly appreciated. Check this out. This is cool. So, what we have here is just a modest, simple, modern. Hi, Mr. Tree. And you know, I tried not flying through the tree because I have a lovely habit of doing that. So here's a quick fly around of said house that I've been toying with for the last couple days, and a wild boar in the swimming pool. They love my swimming pools. Don't know why. But let's take a look at said house. So, how's everybody doing? It's a very dreary day. Last couple days in Chicago, just rain, and it's a weird rain. It's this like mist, and then it will go to a full out rain, and then back to mist. All right, so we come in here. We have this kitchen, and I have a new material. I'll explain in a moment. So, I'm trying some different ideas with kitchens and trying to make them look real cool. You know, part of the house. So here you have the kitchen area. Got these real nice counters. This back here is going to be utility room, pantry / refrigerator. So you have a refrigerator over here. You have a washer and dryer. Have some storage for dry goods, because we have no upper cabinets. And there's a preconceived notion of how kitchens are supposed to be. But if you really look at them, you know, you look at a professional kitchen or something like that, there's not, you know, they'll have it laid out differently. So you'll be able to do work up here, have people sitting on the other side. Yeah. Formal dining area is going to be over here. I have not chosen the flooring material yet. And then hi, Mr. Horse. And over here is going to be a formal living room, fireplace, everything else. This is where all living is done. Come out here on the back deck. I might put the car, like a carport over here. But then again, this is where all the real cool views are. So, yeah, I'm playing with that still. So this area over here is going to be, you know, this is not going to be living area. This is just going to be a patio. Some tables, chairs, have a party back here. So that lays this out. It's a small house. Come up here to the second floor. Have a little seating area up here. Some plants. Yep. And here's bedroom number 1. Beautiful views. And there's going to be a bathroom. And we have access to the deck. Right on. And then bedroom number 2 with a bathroom. Nothing in there yet. I haven't put any of the furnishings in. And then back here, I'm not sure if I'm going to put a doorway here. I'm thinking about putting a doorway here because this is part of the master suite. So you have a seating area up here, but then again, everybody can share it. A seating area up here, no deck, just beautiful views. And then off of the master bedroom, we have the master bedroom back here with dual patios, master bathroom, just gorgeous views. Yeah. And then you come out this side and you got the palm trees going on over there. You got this wilderness area back here, and there's nothing going to be back here. So don't really have to worry about that. And I'm experimenting with this retaining wall. I'm not sure if these logs are going to stay, but they look cool. There's that word again. Hey, now sheep is... he didn't want to be here, I guess. And that is the basic layout of the house so far. And there's going to be artwork and other stuff, plants, make it look real pretty. Yeah. Go from there. So out here, you know, obviously we have the pool in the back area. Real nice and sleek. And simple. So I am going to do some custom landscaping back here with some, you know, garden area, flower area, some bushes. But it's all going to be kind of tastefully done. Hey, chickens left us some presents. Where'd they go? Where'd my eggs go? Oh, wanted to see if they created baby chickens, but they didn't. So this house is coming along. Oh, there it is. Real nicely. Oh, I hit the sheep. I'm so sorry, Mr. Sheep. I didn't mean to do that. So we come over here, and I'm going to change this area. Ooh, cow eating all the grass. I'm really getting tired of that. This is getting really old. The cow, look at that. It just ate all the grass. Yeah. Okay. So this area is turning out very nicely, and the interesting part is across the street there is going to be room for another house. So we come over here. The Oasis house is over here. So I do have room for one more house over here, not to crowd the area. So there's going to be a house here. And then we come over to this really, really neat area. The map generated this. We have this little, like, private little lakey, lagoon, whatever you want to call it, right off of the ocean. So that's going to be really cool. We got a vast assortment of trees, which I did not plant. We have a willow, poplar, and sequoias. Huh. Okay. I guess so. And then a palm tree, a fern tree. Yeah, we have we have a little jungle area going on here. So that's going to be really, really cool. So yeah, that's a really neat update to this area. And I'm still working on the landscaping over here to try to blend this all in and to fill a lot of this in. So the focus is really going to be on getting all the landscaping to look really cool, come up with some new ideas, and come back into here. So it's turning out. Yeah, I'm not sure if these decks come out too far, but this creates a real nice overhang for that. So that's the new project. Don't have a name for it. I should just have everybody name the houses. So in the comments, just put what the name is gonna be for this house. Why not? So we have some comments and a real cool update. So Tortoise in the Stair Goodness had brought to my attention about the clay mods, and that the mod that I use, which was hardened clay, is no longer being maintained. And it's really strange, and I don't know why I used it over the original one when I was looking for different materials. So we have white, no, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Doesn't matter. Let's make some space. There are 3 clay mods that I have found. And one is colored clay, which is the one I'm using. and it's made by a person called Ed Madden, and it's a fork or a copy of 10+1's baked clay. And I also found another clay mod called hardened clay, and they're all similar, except for hardened clay and colored clay cannot be done or cannot be used. So if I take yellow hardened clay, you cannot use it in the circular saw. Now, most of the time, this would be okay. However, if you used baked clay, you can use it in the circular saw, which makes it very fun for me, because a lot of my houses used the white clay, and when you come to corners, you use your stairs and everything else. When you come to corners, you don't get the inside corner and the outside corner. Here's the inside corner and here's an outside corner. So if we come here and take this, and we already have a clay stair, and we have that, and we already have a panel that I cut. And this is the excellent thing about this mod, is that, so when you're creating, let's say you want to create a flower garden or anything, now you have to use an outside corner, and that didn't lay the way I wanted it to. There we go. Now in Minecraft, that automatically will turn the corner. So you can't, using the other clay that I was using, you can't make something like that. Or let's go the opposite way. And so we want to continue going this way. So now we need to use one of these stairs. Well, before, what it would be is you'd have something like this. Well, in some situations that would look okay, but you really need a corner like that. So that's why I was always trying to figure out how to get the hardened clay mod to work with the circular saw mod, because of these two blocks. So yeah, so now I can do it. And that is really, really, really cool. So thank you for bringing that mod to my attention. I don't know why I didn't use it in the past, because I use mobs redo, farming redo, and a bunch of other mods that 10+1 has come up with. And all his mods work really well. What I did find is comparing the code between the hardened clay mod and the baked clay mod, there was a problem in the naming convention. It looks like the person that made the hardened or the colored clay mod had used parts of hardened clay naming, because it says colored clay : hardened clay. Whenever you look at, let's bring this down and go here. So if you look at, there it is. Yay. So if we come in here, it says pointing at colored clay, yellow, hardened clay. And if we come over here and look at this one, baked clay stair, baked clay white outer. And even on, here's dark baked clay. So if we go on here, it says baked clay, dark gray baked clay. So this, I don't know what they were doing with that. So it works. And now I can't go back through each and every one of my builds and change hardened clay to baked clay, because that would be ludicrous. So what I ended up doing is running both mods, and they're running. I checked the debug file. They're not having any conflicts. All the stuff shows up in inventory like it's supposed to. And like I said, what it does is it allows me to do things Where's my... Oh, did I get rid of it? I hope not. Here it is. Get rid of that. So the reason why this mod was so important to me was because when creating counters, it's really cool. Oh, I don't think I need that one. It's really cool to... I don't like this flat face effect. So we're going to use our screwdriver and do something like this. Where'd it go? Oh! There should be an easier way to do that. So you can see how this ledge here just immediately adds to the look and realism of the countertop. And I like that. But now what I do need to see here is if this is going to interfere with my little window setup and how I'm going to pull this off. So I have to come out one more. And I'm still playing with this counter area. And as you know by now, everything is subject to change. Okay, so we have that. So let's take a walk back. It looks pretty good. And there's going to be a chair here and a chair here. So you come around the corner, and you could see already how it gives that added depth. And even from the side, it just looks really cool. And then come in here, and I'm using them in here. So it just gives it that full look. And I really want to retain this kind of glass wall because I think it looks really cool. How it isolates the little kitchen area. So again, it is greatly appreciated bringing that mod to my attention. And the reason, if you notice, all my textures look the same, and that is because I had modified the textures in the hardened clay mod, especially the dark gray, the black, and the white. This was this one over here that I labeled off-white and modified the code. This was the original hardened clay color and in the baked clay, and I really don't like that color. But using quartz to build modern houses in white, that didn't sit well either. So I had played with it. So let's get rid of this and bring back this, because this is the newly, and all I did was clean up the colors. So I didn't do any major changes to the textures, and I put them in my texture pack. So it converts that to that, which is a lot more appealing. So there is a use for this off-white, but not in my houses. And this is a compromise between, if you want to build everything in quartz, because all, modern houses, everything's white. So, and I actually said that correctly, because usually I say onyx. If I could just spell. So this is real cool. This was a mod that added the inner corner and outer corner, because I had a big problem with that. So let's get rid of that. Let's bring that in. And here's the quartz block. The quartz block is sometimes a little bit too white, too bright. It's a very good looking block. I use it a lot, but sometimes it's just too bright. And if I go back into white hardened clay, which is another block, so you can see the difference from the blocks that I use, which are white. It's kind of a gray white, to quartz. Is that quartz? Yeah, it's quartz. And then this bright white. So I have 3 different variants of what I could use in my houses. That is cool. And yeah. So that's coming along nicely. Like I said, the refrigerator, this is a pantry, so the refrigerator is going to be back here. I might put a double refrigerator in and another counter because yeah. And a microwave. Stuff that you really don't want to see over here or really need. And you can see on that hopper, I put a panel up there. So I could either do my favorite. There's no 4 in the letter in the word towel. Really? Okay. I can take that out. We have the hopper, but you can't put anything on there. So I am going to have to temporarily kill that. Put a helper stone in. Put my favorite towel. There we go. Do something like that. However, I don't like that clash. I liked it. Well, I do. But, and there's another trick that now that I have the circular saw working, I can always take my dark stained clay, do this, and take this U shape one and do something like that. So if you're looking for sink ideas, let's get rid of that and let's put in this. Look at that. You know what? That doesn't look half bad. So now we have a sink. We replicated a sink, and I still have my towel hanging, and I have a faucet. Of course, the faucet doesn't work because it needs a sink under it to work. It's a deep sink. That looks really sharp and really clean. And then I'm going to put some cabinet doors on there. And I still have to do a vent. However, the vent's going to mess with the window a little bit. But I don't care. Hey, get out of my house. Move it. Get out. You going to let me ride you? I don't think it will. It's not tamed. No, it's not. I think I need a saddle. Where'd you go? Oh. No, not tamed. He's on my counter. Hey. Dude. Let's tame him real quick. Let's see what he does. Hey, come here. I want to tame you. Hi. There we go. He's tamed. Alrighty. He won't let me ride him unless I get a saddle. Because it keeps saying I missed. Yeah, now you're going to be here. Okay. I don't feel like riding you right now. But there we have it. I have a new pet. What do I call you? Get off the counter. Oh my God, the mess that this thing is going to make. If this were real life. You see the cow has been back. I'm getting real. I'm not kidding. I'm getting real aggravated with these cows. You know, right before you're trying to do a video and you make sure that the house property is all real nice and pretty, and then you look and you see a cow has been there. Oh, and on another thing, cool. I meant to do that. So let's move some things around. I found, this is really interesting too. Okay, I can recut those. This is neat. These two things here. I came up with another light thing, but I need 4 soil. 1, 4 soil, number 2. Yeah. 4. So what I want to do here, this is going to be really into these flower pot or flower areas here, but I don't like weeds and garbage growing. Plus the cows tend to stay away from this because it's not like dirt with grass. So that looks really cool. Found another use for these. You have your little concrete. This is, if you're using Dreambuilder, this is under concrete. You can stack these like this and it'll turn into a pole, like a light pole. So that makes it real. That makes another variation of a street light, similar to what I do with these. Oop, that's a little too far. Wrought iron pole with a pole. So that's a real unique look. But, you know, using these as a lamp or something like that, that works out pretty cool. I'm going to leave it there for a minute. And in that baked clay mod, because of the recipes that are in with the mod, if you play in survival, it adds 3 more flowers so you can create dyes. And this is really neat. So I need to make some room here because I want, let's get rid of that. I want some grass and no papyrus. No. I'll play with that later. So put some grass here. And the 3 flowers are this reed mangangus grass. Hey, don't eat that. Don't eat that. And then we have this Lazarius bell. So if you're in creative mode, or not creative mode, if you're in survival mode, you would use these flowers to craft these 2. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. I missed it. Whoops. There's also a blue delphinium. A blue delphinium. And that's a real good looking flower. So we're going to create our little flower area here. I'm gonna pretty this up and play with it because I don't like mixing colors that, you know, all that. So yeah, that is really cool because I'm always looking for different plant ideas to put in. So that gives it a real nice appearance. And plus, like I said, if you're in survival, holy cow. If you're in survival mode, you are going to need these flowers to create the dyes of the colors that are missing from the regular dyes. So there you have it. So as I go in, you know, I noticed another thing, that if I replace this with fake grass, they don't, the cow doesn't eat it and change it. So that's another option to play with. Because, you know, there's nothing worse than coming out in the morning, seeing your yard, looking at your beautiful flowers. And those are really cool. I especially like this grass. Coming out and then seeing that your grass has been eaten by a cow. And the sheep also eat grass, but I haven't noticed that they eat the grass at the same rate. So, yeah. And these flowers, when it generates, they will propagate in the wild. Oh, that's not, what is that? Baked clay thistle. Baked clay thistle. How did I get that? Oh. It's, oh, okay. I guess so. That's cool looking. Baked clay thistle, baked clay. Yeah. Well, except it doesn't go there. Hi, Mr. Kitty Kitty. So, this house, what was that? Where's my horse? He's still there. He's on the counter, making it unsanitary. Because there's nothing better than eating your morning breakfast on a counter that a horse has been walking across. Let's throw that in there. Get out of here. Yes, I meant to do that. I have to, there's got to be a way. I don't know it yet. I know there's a way that you can limit the spawning of the cows and certain animals. I've done it before, but I can't remember how to do it. So there we go. Add some really cool flowers here next to the kitty. Look at that. Screenshot time. Yeah. So we're going to wind this down. There was another comment from, I believe, Michael Peck. Yes. He says, lots of laughs. Being a command line loving netbeard has paid my bills for the last 20 years. I honestly feel that the hands are tied when using a GUI, a graphical user interface, or a GUI. Command line equals automation, which means watching your videos at work. Awesome. Because that's what work is for. I've done some of my best programming and creative stuff while during downtimes at work. So, yes. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some companies actually, they allow, like Google and other major companies, they allow for their programmers and stuff to work on their own projects. So yeah, that does work rather nicely. So let's move some stuff around here because there was one last thing I wanted to show. And in regards to that, I don't not like command line that much. I don't use it enough to be proficient at it. So, and plus I'm incredibly lazy. When I look at a computer to me is a device that is meant to make my job simple. So, you know, outside of doing something repetitious where you need like scripting and stuff like that, I am incredibly lazy. And that cow is really making me mad. So yes, and that brings up a really cool question. And being that this is the fourth time I'm recording this video because of interruptions and losing my train of thought and everything else, what kind of computer operating system platform do you use? Do you use Mac, Linux, BSD, Solaris, Unix, Windows, Linux? Did I already say Linux? Linux. Yeah. Do you prefer command line or a GUI interface? So what operating system does everybody use? Do people even know about the command line, or do you care? There was a third question. Are you Mac, Linux, or Windows? Yeah. How do you play Minetest? I use a Mac. However, I also use Solus Linux, which is my latest. That is really an interesting Linux operating system with the Budgie desktop. It's really nice looking, really sleek. My servers all run Ubuntu. I have played with a lot of Linux distributions over the years. I used to do distro hopping. The great thing about Linux, when Windows is on a partition, Windows really on a hard drive, Windows has to be partition number one, or else it can cause some problems. And Windows doesn't like to share with anybody else. However, under you could use virtual machines and stuff like that. On Linux, I used to have my disks partitioned in such a way where I could have 4 to 5 different Linux operating systems, because I would do that distro hopping and stuff like that. So I would have OpenSUSE. I would have a KDE variant for a desktop system, GNOME. I would play around like that. Now later on, I don't want to do that anymore. I have lost the enthusiasm to distro hop. Now, what I do is when I turn a computer on, I want it to just work. I don't have time to mess with. So I only have like 1 or 2 Linux test partitions where they're meant to be messed with, to play around with, to experiment with. But then I have my production Linux partition, and I do not do any playing around on my Mac because that's what I'm recording on, and I kind of need it. And I was really hesitant about going to High Sierra, and it bit me. It bit me hard. I ended up losing some compatibility with some programs that I use every day. And I thought I had researched everything. There's a black horsey and another wild boar. I had thought I'd researched and made sure that all my programs were compatible, but I missed 1 or 2. That's looking pretty good. We need some bushes over here. And I'm going to carry that to the front. So that's going to continue with the shrubbery to make that area look nice because the windows aren't symmetrical with the rest of the house. Oops. I did that. So, yeah. If you're so inclined, let me know what kind of operating systems you use. And, there is no wrong answer. At the end of the day, and like Michael said, at the end of the day, it's whatever tool that a person uses to get their job done or get done what they want to do, whether it's a workflow for a hobby, creating videos, whatever me with my databases, whatever one does, the best tool is the one that lets you get done and get to whatever you want to do. So yeah, so I'm going to leave it at that. We got some more projects going on over here. The next video is going to be this house finally completed. Yeah, and it fits right into our little area here with modern houses. And it's vastly different from the other ones. I really like the simplicity of this house. And the concrete contrasting with the white, baked clay. And I flew into the tree. Yeah. And one of the things that I kind of liked and I wanted to keep was this kind of sunken area. So it helps with privacy, but it's really cool. So I'm not sure if like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to put a garage here or if I'm going to put the garage on the other side and just make a carport, just have the cars drive off into here and not have a physical garage, because that's another thing. Don't really have to have a garage. One can be added at any time. So, and I have a lot of landscaping to do. And over here is, get more grass going in here. I'm not really sure there's room over here for another really cool cliffside type house. And look at the map generated this. How the soil underneath the trees. That is cool. I tried duplicating that on before I added the moretrees mod. And that just looks really cool and real realistic. So there. So I have a lot of work to do on this. And yeah. Gonna finish this house up and start on the next project. So thank you for your comments. And we're going to go from there. Leave it at here. So everybody have a fantastic day. And until the next video, thank you for watching. If you like, and subscribe. It really does help my ego. So I really don't care about YouTube algorithms. It just makes me feel good that somebody actually watched the video and enjoyed it. So there you go. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Goodbye.